Today we're going to be doing some St. Louis cut pork ribs. As you can see, they are super thick and meaty. So we're going to be giving them a rub in some mustard. And we've got some Cosmos Q. We're going to layer on some sweet honey pecan and then some dirty bird. We're just going to fire up the Char-Griller offset. We'll probably smoke them until we're happy with the bark on top. And then we'll wrap them up with some of this blend smoked honey and a bit of brown sugar and some butter. So we'll get started. Just give it a bit of a rub in some mustard. It's not really for flavour, it's just so the rub sticks a little bit better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to season it in the sweet honey pecan both sides, but I'm only going to do the dirty bird on the top half because it is quite a savoury rub. I don't want it to overpower on both sides. And the redness of the dirty bird just gives it a nice colour as well. So we'll layer our sweet honey pecan on first. And then the dirty bird. As you can see, it's just got a nicer sort of red colour. And what I like to do is all the rub that's fallen off over the edges, just stand them up, pat them down, get the edges of your ribs. Any bits you've missed or what you've just rubbed off with your hands from picking them up, just sprinkle back over top. So they're done. I'll leave them to sweat for 5-10 minutes while we set up the offset, and we'll come back. Alright, so our smoker's all up to temperature, ready to go. If you need to know how to set up an offset smoker, I'll link the video that we've done in the past at the end of this video. And while I'm on that, don't forget to subscribe if you do like this video. I've got some cherry wood from Natural Smoke that we'll be using to smoke the pork ribs with. So we'll chuck them in and get going. So I'm going to place the thicker part of the ribs at the end that the fire's burning in the smoker. Just because that'll be the hottest part. So we'll leave them for about an hour and then we'll start spritzing them. Just got some apple cider vinegar and water. We'll probably spritz them every 45 minutes to an hour until we're happy with the bark. And like I said, wrap them up with some brown sugar, some smoked honey and some butter, and then we'll leave them until they're nice and tender. And then we'll get them out and finish them off with a sauce and a glaze. So we'll come back to that. Right, it's been holding nicely at about 250 to 275. It's looking pretty good. We're about an hour in. Still a fair bit of moisture on that bark, so give it another 45 minutes to an hour and we'll start spritzing. Alright, we're about 2 hours in now. Still a fair bit of moisture on that left side, but that right side is starting to dry a little bit. So I'll just give it a spritz. That should do. So you're probably wondering why I'm doing one rack of pork ribs in a whole offset smoker. I haven't used it in a while, and also a lot of people have been asking me to use it because the last few videos have been on the Kamado. I love using the Kamado because it's so quick and easy to set up. The offset's a bit more work. So I hope you're enjoying the video because I don't use it too often and I wasn't really planning on using it today, but here we are. Alright, got honey, butter and brown sugar all ready to wrap these pork ribs. very happy with that. Just shy of the 3 hour mark now. So let's check our internal. I want it to be somewhere around 140 to 160. That's pretty good. So we'll get them out and give them a wrap. Alrighty, so firstly, I like to just get a big tablespoon of this blend smoked honey out. That's 2 big teaspoons, about a big tablespoon. Bit of brown sugar down. Lay some butter out. So we want to get our ribs, lay the meat side down so it sort of tenderises in all them juices that it's going to create. So just like so. Then do the exact same thing on the underside of the ribs. Nice smoked honey. Bit of brown sugar. And some more butter. And we'll literally just wrap them up nice and tight. I've got some really thick alfoil there. If you've got thin alfoil, use 2 layers. So we'll wrap them up and get them back in the smoker. Probably take about another 2.5 to 3 hours, I reckon. So you're looking at about a 6 hour total cook time. We'll probe for tenderness after about 2 more hours. Look for an internal temperature of about 200 degrees Fahrenheit. So we'll get them in, get them wrapped up and come back. Alright, it's been about an hour and a half since we've wrapped them. We're just going to unwrap it, probe for temperature and tenderness, and see where we're at. So the thick end, we're at about 190. 190 in the middle. It's pretty even across the board. 195 right up the end. So I might wrap them back up and spin it around because this end of the ribs is at the hottest part of the offset. So we'll wrap them back up and come back in about half an hour. Alright, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret that I like to do with ribs. Because they've been sitting meat side down in all them juices, you sort of lose that nice bark that you've worked up on top. So when we unwrap them, we're going to put them back meat side up and we're going to put a little bit more rub on. So we're going to put a little bit more sweet honey pecan on and then just a little bit of that dirty bird to get that nice red colour back. So we're just about ready to unwrap, so stay tuned and you'll see what I'm talking about. Alright, it's been about another half an hour, 45 minutes. So we'll do another probe test. That is 201, 198, 198 at the thick end. I'm probing pretty good. So I'm pretty happy with that. So what I'm going to do now, I'll just put some barbecue sauce in there. It's just a homemade one from a friend. And then we're going to get these ribs out of that alfoil and put them back meat side up. And then once that barbecue sauce has come up to temperature a little bit, we'll put some barbecue sauce on, let that set, and then we'll finish it off with the Cosmos Q Cherry Apple Habanero Glaze. So come back in a couple of minutes. Alright, just put them rubs on again, giving it 5 minutes. As you can see, probing very tender. So just giving the barbecue sauce a stir. Now we'll just put a little bit on. I don't want to put too much on because I don't want it to take away from the flavour of the rubs. So we'll just give it a light coating. And then after this, we'll wash out our little skillet, and then we'll put some of the cherry apple habanero glaze in there, let that warm up. By the time that's all good to go, this sauce would have set, and we'll finish this off with a glaze. So I'm happy with that. So we'll go empty the skillet, fill it up with the glaze while this sets, and be back in a sec. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes. That's the glaze I was talking about there. Sauce is starting to set nicely. So you don't really need much of this. It's got quite a bit of a chili kick to it. So you can leave it off if you want, but I like my chili, so we'll begin by basting it on. I do have the father-in-law over, so I won't put too much on. Or maybe I should. See if he likes chili or not. So just give it a nice even coat. As you can see, it just gives it this awesome shine. Pretty happy with that. That colour is just incredible. So we'll just give that a couple of minutes to set, and then we'll cut them up and eat them and see how they taste. Alright, so these are ready. Might cut a rib out of the middle section and give it a try. Looks really good. Have a look at that. Well, passes a bite test. Really good combination of flavours in there. That nice sweetness from the sweet honey pecan, bit of a savoury hit from the dirty bird, and that barbecue sauce and the glaze just balance everything out. So really happy with that. Super tender as well. Well, I can say they're tender enough to bite through, but they don't just fall apart and turn to mush. So well, that's that. Probably got sauce all over my face, so don't forget to subscribe if you like the video. Check us out on Facebook and Instagram as well, and we'll see you next time. I'm going to get stuck into the rest of these. Thanks for watching.